Hello, I'm David Groninger in Seattle, Washington, and today is Saturday, December 26, 2015. It's the day after Christmas. Well, each day I ask myself the question, what could I say in 5 or 10 minutes that might possibly help 5 or 10 million people? I write down the answers, I come up with the ideas, and I give a short talk. I've got my trusty alarm clock set to go off in about maybe 6 minutes or so to force me to keep my talk short and succinct, hopefully. Well, the idea I have today, it's a talk on the law of attraction. The law of attraction, meaning, it's like the law of gravity. There's some type of a force that draws something to something else. And there must be thousands of books on the law of attraction. And it's a very popular topic in a lot of thinking. Well, when I hear people talk about the law of attraction, when I see the books that are written about the law of attraction, I notice that they could expand a little bit more. For example, usually when the law of attraction is described, or that the benefits are, it's like this. They say, well, you kind of adjust yourself in some way, in the way you're thinking, in the way you're feeling, in your mindset. You somehow do something or change something about your inner self somehow or some way. You do this, and if you do this, then things will come to you that you like. In other words, it's a way of bringing things to you. But the interesting thing about this law of attraction is that it can also work very well when you allow yourself to be drawn to the things that you're attracted to. In other words, allow yourself to flow with this whole law of attraction. And in a sense, I think sometimes people are attracted to ideas that are fads, maybe because of laziness, and the idea that you could just make a wish and it come true without doing any work, or without doing very little work. That is, the idea that you could just think a thought or feel a feeling and something would be drawn to you. It makes it a very simplified and very easy idea on how to get the things in life you want. However, if you were really to measure this process and actually go through the experiments of thinking thoughts, feeling feelings, however you have to do to draw things to you, and just test it out, you might find that if you allow yourself to be drawn to these things and take action to actually go and get them, you might get them a lot quicker. It's a funny way of looking at it, but allow yourself to be attracted to the thing and to go to the people, the things, events, and ideas, or whatever that you are attracted to. And another way of using the law of attraction is this. When you notice that somebody is attracted to somebody else, or somebody is attracted to something, you could also use the law of attraction to help other people get together in terms of bringing people together, the kinds of people that are attracted to each other, that can learn from each other, who can work together in some way. So it's 3 different ways of the law of attraction. 1, where you draw things to you. Number 2, where you allow yourself to get drawn to the things you want. And then 3, where you can understand how people can get drawn to each other and somehow facilitate this or benefit them and help them out. The interesting thing about the law of attraction is that you don't have to necessarily change yourself to bring things to you if you understand which way the wind is blowing, kind of in a sense. For example, take a spider in a spider web. Now, the spider, however the spider builds its web, the wind blows a certain way, and bugs get blown right into the web. The spider eats the bugs, and that's how he that's how he survives. Well, the spider didn't have to do anything to himself to attract the fly to come into the web. All the spider had to do was build the web. It's the wind. The wind was the force that blew the fly into the spider web. The wind was the force, not the spider. Now, the spider had to build the web. And whether the spider understood or not that wind blows, or even if the wind's not blowing, bugs just kind of, fly in all kinds of directions. But that's a way of understanding that you don't have to change yourself to get things to be drawn to you, if you can understand the forces that are moving things already. For example, today is December the 26th. yesterday was Christmas time. Well, people like to buy Christmas trees, but not on a day like today, not on December 26th. On December 26th, they're still enjoying the tree they have at home, and come maybe January 1st or January 2nd, they want to get rid of their tree. So if you had a big old tree lot and were trying to sell Christmas trees today, December 26th, no matter how you changed yourself, your inner self, your outer self, whatever, in a way to attempt to attract people to come to buy your Christmas trees, I think you're going to have a very, very difficult time, because the force that motivates people to buy things is gone. Just like the spider in the web, the force is the wind. Well, in selling the Christmas trees, you're not the force. The force is the time of the year, and the motivation and the reasoning that people have on why they want the Christmas tree. Now, if you had the best and most attractive type of personality in the universe, still on a day like today, December 26th, you would have a tough time attracting people to you to buy your Christmas tree. Now, you could create some very creative way and, of course, make it happen. But look at it this way. What if, on the other hand, it's November the 26th? Oops. My time going off, meaning that I should tie it up pretty soon. What if it's November 26th, or maybe November 28th, or December 1st, and you're sitting at a Christmas tree lot, and you have the most boring personality, you have a repulsive personality, you're doing everything you can to think that people won't come there, and yet still people will come there, because you are not the force that's drawing people to you or pushing people away. The force is much greater than you are. The force is the idea that they want to have a Christmas tree, and they want to have it for the 3 or 4 weeks, leading up to Christmas, so they can enjoy it in anticipation of Christmas, and so that no matter who's at that Christmas tree lot, even if you're dirty and you have a very rude type of personality, people are going to take the tree and buy it and go home. So consider this when thinking about the law of attraction. Understand the forces that make the law of attraction work. For example, if you go to the ocean and you're there with somebody who's never been to the ocean, and they don't know what the tides are. They don't know that the tide can come in and the tide can change. You could trick them, and you could say, you know what? I am so strong. I have these magic powers. By law of attraction, I can attract this ocean to come to me. And in fact, if we just sit here on a little chair, and here's the water a few feet in front of us, if we sit there for about 2 or 3 hours, the water will actually come to where we're sitting, and the person will be there in disbelief. And you can even say a few magic words or do a few magic kind of gestures in order to try to trick the person into thinking that you have some magic powers. And if they've never been to the ocean, they don't know anything about the tides, maybe this was hundreds of years ago when people were more ignorant or whatever, and they actually noticed in 2 or 3 hours that the tide actually did come in, the water was now near where you're sitting, they would think, my goodness gracious, you have the power to move the whole ocean. But again, the power was not in you. It's the moon and the sun. These influence the tides, not you, not the way you think. In fact, you could even be thinking, tide, please go out. Water, please go away from me. And it's not going to do that. If the moon and the sun are pulling it toward you, it's still going to happen, because that's the force. Well, in any of the principles of life, when you understand the force that's moving these principles, the force that these principles are based upon, then now you can use these principles to much greater success. I know many people who tell me, oh, the law of attraction, yes, it really works, it really works, it really works. And what I do is I just make things get attracted to me and whatever. And if I were really to measure in their life just how it's working, for many people I've observed, it's not working that well, because they don't understand the reason why things get attracted. They don't understand the force behind it. Plus, they're not going out and allowing themselves to get attracted to the things that they want. And sometimes fads are very attractive because they seem like you don't have to do much work. It seems like the easy way, the lazy way that you can get the things in life you want without having to educate yourself on how to go about doing it. For example, the hula hoop. The hula hoop was a fad in the 1950s. You know, it was this plastic hoop that you would wear around, that you would, put on your midsection, and you would, do this turning with your body, and you would keep the hoop, on the body. Well, this was excellent exercise, but after the fad went away, then the people didn't use a use a hula hoop as much. But the fundamental force behind it, which was exercise, particularly the exercise around your abdomen, the midsection of your body, this was incredibly healthy, beneficial kind of exercise. But because the fad went away, then people lost interest in the whole exercise in itself. But had you been interested in the phenomenon of exercise and the movement of your body around your waist in order to tone up these muscles, because when you have the muscles, they lose weight a little bit easier than maybe the fat, I guess. When you can do it this way, and you can lose weight, you can tone up, you can look better, and feel better, and then the hula hoop happens to come about, and you say, "Wow! Now there's a little exercise device that I can use to continue my exercises." Now the fad goes away. However, you have the understanding that it's still a successful thing to do exercises, to exercise your body, including especially the midsection, so it doesn't get flabby, and so that you can keep the weight off of your belly. So understanding the forces behind the principles is really the key. So on the law of attraction, realize that of course you can, if you think of a certain thought, like let's say you want somebody with a red hat to come to you for whatever reason. You could go to a crowded shopping mall or a crowded downtown area, and you could stand on a corner, and of the hundreds of people that walk by you, eventually somebody's going to come by with a red hat. And then you could say, I attracted a person to myself that had a red hat. I had the thought, I want a person with a red hat to come to me, and what do you know? A person with a red hat came to me. I must be magic. But again, the real force there was the fact that there's a flow of people that are in downtown because they have to work. The force is their hunger for food and their need for shelter and to buy clothing, and the need for income in order to do this. And based on that is just the way that society is set up in terms of exchange, money and products and services. So the real force behind you meeting the person with the red hat is that you went someplace where people already are going to be circulating anyway. Now, yes, a part of that was your skill in understanding, well, where are these people going to be? Then you go there, and then you wait until you recognize the person with the red hat, and what do you know? You made it happen. I'm giving this talk on the law of attraction because I know so many people who somehow think that the law of attraction is going to give to them a great abundance of money, of love, of health. And many people I've observed who have spoken so highly of this are actually quite apathetic about the whole thing and have stopped even talking about it. And the reason is because they have not identified the force behind the law of attraction. The fact that there are already flows happening. Get where the flow is, and you can attract whatever you want because you're in the flow. Just like, you want to sell Christmas trees, start on November 26th or 27th, not December 26th or 27th. Today is December 26th. If I want to get in the flow and have people attracted to me to buy something, if I'm at a shopping mall or on a street corner, if I'm selling New Year's Eve supplies, New Year's Eve hats, New Year's Eve party supplies, well, now people are going to get attracted to me because New Year's Eve is a week away. And so that's what people are looking forward to. That's the flow happening right now. So the idea of this law of attraction is that it's one of many principles in life that can help you, me, or anybody, be happy, healthy, get what we want in life. But the idea is to understand what is the force underlying these principles, or what is the real force that makes up these principles. Now, it's okay to use something because it's a fad, but don't get involved only because it's a fad. Then when the fad goes away, stop doing it. Look for the overall benefits in life of what you want. And if whatever the fad is, like if law of attraction is a fad, if that's helping you get what you want because you understand about where the flow is and how to get in the flow of where things are being drawn to you, or how you can easily get to something else, well then it's going to be very effective. And even when it's no longer a fad, you'll still be using it because you'll be benefiting in a great way. So that's the talk that I've given today. And this is David Groninger in Seattle, Washington, saying thank you.